the same thing to us. So I think this is what he's saying. 1813, Snowden was saying, step by step, our constitutional rights were changed. That's one thing, I think the reason I made a note of that is it's one thing to just pay attention to and throughout generations, you know? I don't know if I plan on having kids. Not because like they don't, it's not because I wouldn't want my own kid, but I don't know if I would want my own kid to grow up in this world, you know? Me personally, and everyone's different, you know? Sometimes, you know, maybe someone else can offer their kid more, or maybe, you know, to take them away from all the bullshit of society, you know, or, you know, poverty, or having to worry about stress, or, you know, all this stuff. I mean, maybe someone can do that, but me personally, I don't, at the point I'm in right now in my life, 25, I would not want to bring a child in this world. It wouldn't be fair for the child. I would want to be able to take the child on vacations and do all this stuff, buy the best food, and I can't do that right now. And, yeah, so I think that's kind of, you know, a lot of people just want to copy themselves. Oh, I want someone that looks like me, or they want the money that comes with when you have a kid. I think the government can do some sort of welfare thing where they give you like $4,000 a year back in taxes, and you know, some people just, I mean, have you ever noticed that more like uneducated people have more kids? Like in the ghettos or in the trailer parks, there's more people have more kids that are uneducated, rather than like, you know, scientists and stuff having, you know, or super smart people. Like, yeah, it's a statistic. Look it up. You know, more uneducated people have more children than educated people. And so, what does that say about me? That I'm fucking super smart. That's exactly what it says about me. Oh, God. So, 1930, we the American people sort of lost our seat at the table of government. Snowden, see, this is what I mean. Snowden has a really particular way of, it's almost like literature. It's almost like poetry, the way that he like uses words, man. It's or the way that he frames a sentence. We, the American people, sort of lost our seat at the table of government. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I kind of like, I could take some English lessons from this guy. I wonder whose Russian's better, by the way, Snowden's or mine. Меня зовут Mickey. Как дела? Как вас зовут? Как ты? Это красавица. Это хорошо. Очень приятно. Здравствуйте. Alright, those are some of the... Ochiro... No, wait. Ty Ochiro Vatsuma. You are enchanting. Alright, so that's my Russian for the day. I basically said, my name is Mickey. What's your name? How are you? It is pretty. It is pretty. It is good. Very nice. And you were enchanting, I think? I don't know. Davushka at the... Alright, I'm going to stop this guy. Okay, so... Snowden was saying we've no longer partnered to the government, but we've become subject to government. And another one of those, like, just expertly phrased things. Like, he just does it so well. Like, we no longer were partnered to the government. We became subject to government. Like, I don't know. It's like it's a crime novel, the way he speaks. We need to become conscious, I think he says this, we need to become conscious of what's happening to you, me, our family, and our neighbors. That's the thing that's important, is it's not to be afraid, man, you know, and I was talking, there's this lady and this guy, they were talking tech stuff or whatever, and I was talking about, like, surveillance or something like that, maybe that got brought up or something, and they're like, oh, you could just tell they kind of, like, quieted, tensed up, like, oh, this stuff's real. But the lady was like, this stuff is real. Like, she was on the lines of, like, prepper. She was like, you know, she was talking on the lines of, get your stuff ready, which, see, me, I don't have any kids, so once again, it's like, if it really did come down to it, I'll be in survival mode for as long as I have, you know what I mean? Like, like, I don't need to look after any kids to, like, fight, like, in some post-apocalyptic world to just try to collect food so I don't have my children die. I mean, like, it's just me, and I don't have any siblings. I mean, I have family. Of course I would care about them. I probably would, do whatever I needed to defend my family, this nation, and our citizens, but, our neighbors and stuff. But, see, I'm not on that. I don't think, and, maybe it will happen. Maybe there will be some, doomsday apocalyptic scenario, but, if that really were the case, I think it would, kind of be, the results would be a world that no one would want to live in. It would be a society no one would want to live in if something like that happened here in this beautiful country. I don't think, it wouldn't be pretty. So, if it was ultimately like some form of government had some sort of tyrannical, mode of operation, and they wanted to like come in like door by door and like, or to start dropping bombs or cut off food supplies, shit like that, I don't think anyone would want to live in the society that comes after that. And I can speak for myself when I say, if it's an ultimate tyrannical move where it's like they do have power of controlling the citizens and locking us down or whatever, if that is the case, then no, I don't think I would want to live in that, that dystopian society, essentially. I think I'd probably would play Xbox or RuneScape until they shut off the internet. I'd eat food until that was gone. And, whatever. Be cool. But, I got off a little bit. Got a little off track. But I'm also, I don't want to give away all my secrets, too. I'm not going to just give away all my plans. My mountain ranges I'm going to escape to and, my forts and stuff. Oh my God, I just cracked myself. Oh, Jesus. Oh yeah, I bet you guys forgot that we had a crowd here. Oh, we got a little bit more than 20 minutes left. We're about halfway through of the podcast. So, Snowden was saying the system of checks and balances has failed, which, I guess, idealistically, you could say that, like, it's a great ideology, it's a great idea to have a system of checks and balances, but, in theory, like, if it works, but if it doesn't work, or if there's a corrupt, taintedness of it, then of course it's not going to work. If the checks and balances aren't just, then it's not checks and balances. 2310, someone was saying, what's the worst thing you've ever typed in to that search box? And he was saying that the government can get this information from Google. Like, he was saying it certainly. It wasn't like, when people are like, oh, they can get all the stuff that you do, like, but they don't really know what they're talking about. He was saying it certainly, like, anything that you've looked up, any of your history on the internet, if needed be, I'm pretty sure, too, they can get it without a warrant. I'm pretty sure it could be a warrantless thing. If you just draw suspicion. I think that's a part of what the Patriot Act was. Go ahead and Google that, Jamie. So, at 2850, Snowden was saying all the contractors, all the defense industries that serve the government and kind of are really over-making our war-making machine, our system of control, broadly for the world, are within a couple-mile radius from D.C., which, so yeah, this is at 2850. He was basically saying how the whole war machine and system of government, subcontractors and shit, they're all within a couple miles from D.C., which is what I'll say. It's so crazy being here in Richmond and seeing, like, super ghetto places, and it gets even worse sometimes when you go, south or west or east of Richmond, the crime rates of Newport News, or, it's just crazy to think that here we have, like, the wealthiest county in America, Loudoun County. Loudon, Loudoun, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Loudoun County, Virginia. And it's just so weird, the separation of wealth. And see, that's the thing, man. I can't speak for everyone, but when it comes to me and, like, my opinions of what, or at least wanting people to have, not stresses of, like, getting evicted from their houses and shit, and just having food, having the bare, like, basically not having a place to live, having clothing, having something to eat, and transportation, public transportation, whatever, to get to point A to point B so you can work. If that was made easier or kind of given, see, the thing is, I don't need $1 billion, like me personally. I just need enough money so that I can do those things, so that I can have a house, a shelter, without worrying about ever losing it, that I can eat whatever I want, and that I'll always be able to get to wherever I want. And that's what's so crazy about the level of separation when it comes to poverty, is that it's way more than that. Like, it's like for a middle class person and a lower class person, it's way more than the food they eat and clothes they wear and house and stuff. Like, for a lower class person, they probably have never left Virginia other than maybe for Nag's Head, you know, for Nag's Head, North Carolina beach, but they've never gone anywhere else, you know what I mean? And so that's one level of separation. Then you go from middle class to higher class, and higher class people are like flying first class all the time and like literally taking multiple vacations, you know, putting, you know, being able to put 4 of their kids through, you know, Ivy League schools or something like that. It's just your opportunity of what you can do in life is different. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, life isn't fair, but there should at least be people working towards trying to get food, shelter, and clothing and transportation. Like that is what should be kind of like a bare necessity that we should focus on. And that doesn't mean a communist regime like by a tyrannical dictator implemented here in America. It doesn't mean, oh, socialist. No, it just means like fucking, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess we do have EBT cards, but look, that's another crazy thing. So for example, a lower class person has an EBT card. Someone that makes less money than me has an EBT card, which is a food stamp, modern day food stamp. It's like a credit card if you guys don't know. They can buy anything except for hot food. So that means beer, cigarettes. They can buy beer with government money. But me, someone that works every day, you know, 5, sometimes 6 days a week, you know, doing hard work, you know, doing hard electrical work, construction, you know, and stuff like that. I think I would qualify as making too much money to get an EBT card. So I can't get the assistance to get food that someone below me can, but they can sell that for like money, you know, so they can sell their EBT card for crack money. And before you think I'm jumping to conclusions, there are people that literally do that. There are people that take their EBT card and sell it for half of the value in cash. So, yeah, it's just, there should be a general level of where everyone can have access to food. A general layer of where everyone can have maybe, you know, a bare, you know, at least not like a fucking $1,200 a month when people, you know, not me, but when other people working at McDonald's, like how is anyone expected to live, you know, by themselves individually, you know, if they're at that lower class of education or whatever. And it's just, I don't know. We're not going to fix all the world's problems here right now. So I'm getting way off track. So let's see, where are we at? Yeah, so that's kind of weird. The whole, him talking about DC, and that's like right near me. So, computers had more to offer Snowden than, say, biology. He was saying that computers had more to offer him than studying something else in school, like biology. Well, there's a lot of value in tech right now. If I could go back, I would be way more studious. I did take programming classes and networking classes in high school, keyboard classes in middle school and stuff like that. But I would have taken it way more seriously and worked towards the goal of tech. He was saying that Snowden was working at the NSA during 9/11, and they were telling people to go home. I didn't really fully understand that. He didn't really go too much into detail there, but he was just saying that on 9/11 he was working at the NSA and they were telling people to go home. I guess what he was trying to say is, like, or what he was saying was that the people that should, like, the people that could protect the country the most, or at least help out, aid the most, are going home. So maybe he was saying, like, what does that show? Like if, you know, if the NSA is going home on 9/11, maybe that shows that it's not necessarily like they're trying to look for the person that did it. Maybe they already knew. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying maybe that's what he's insinuating. 3835. He was saying there's no evidence for aliens or chemtrails.